Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about sunscreen, which is a key component of my skincare. I know there are a lot of brands with different coverages on the market, and I personally prefer several brands out of them. So in today's video, I'm going to share my particular review and experience with this Cle de Peau UV protective cream. So I'm a big fan of this Cle de Peau brand, and I have been using this particular cream for more than 2 years. And a couple of days ago, I was reached out by the Shiseido Cle de Peau representative asking me to review and provide the feedback for their newly launched UV cream. That is going to be launched on December 22nd. This year, so in just a few days. So they wanted me to review their product ahead of their launching. So I got this package 2 days after that email communication. And there is a handwritten holiday letters included in that package, which is very sweet, by the way. Thank you, Shiseido and Cle de Peau. Now I already received this new product, and I have this old UV cream at hand as well. So in today's video, I'm going to review on both products and provide my objective view as much as possible. So number one, I'm going to review the texture of both products and how they feel on my skin. Number two, I'm going to review the key ingredients for the sunscreen protective effect. And then number three is whether or not I recommend this product to the overall population and how cost effective these products are. So for the first step, I'm going to assess the products and apply them on both my arm and on my face. So for the comparison on my arm, what I'm going to do is to test whether or not the products show any difference in the moisturized skin versus in the dry skin. So to serve that purpose, I'm going to firstly apply a body cream on the upper part of my arm, and then I can test the products to see if there is any difference in a well moisturized skin versus on the dry skin. So with that, I'm going to apply a pearl size of the body cream on the upper part of my arm. So this part of the skin will be well moisturized versus the lower part of the arm, which is doesn't have any of the body cream. So this is relatively dry for those people who have the dry skin texture. And now I'm going to try on both products on my arm. So this guy you probably have recognized in my previous video on the vlogs. So I wear this towards the trip in Cancun and in the Bahama cruise trip as well. This is my old friend actually. To open this new one and try both on. So the first impression I have towards this new product is that seems like the external packaging looks different from the old one. So after I opened the box, I immediately realized several key differences in terms of the external packaging. So the old guy looks a little bit fattier and shorter, versus the new one looks a little bit taller and skinnier. And besides the color difference, you know, white versus golden champagne kind of color, the cap also looks different. The old guy have the diamond kind of cutting versus the new one is more smooth and shinier. The weight between these two is different. The new one is heavier than the old one, but the net content of the UV cream is the same. Both have 50 milligrams of the weight. And from the label purpose, there is a additional alphabet N towards the end of the label, and that is a marked difference from the labeling purpose from the old guy. The old guy is only saying the UV protective cream versus the new one is saying UV protective cream N. So it looks like an upgraded formula and the packaging as well. And now I'm going to try on both on my arm. So the old guy here first. This guy has the pinkish kind of color. So I'm going to test on the my upper part of my arm. And this old guy, I purchased it from Japan. So it's made in Japan, slightly different from the formula made in US. Now I'm going to try on the new one here. So the new one here, my first impression is that texture-wise, it looks very similar to the old one. It looks very similar as the old one. And I'm going to apply it separated from the top panel, so we don't confuse with each other. And this one is very smooth and moisturizing. And I noticed that both are absorbing very fast into the skin and they're settling on the skin very quickly. So there's no difference between these two. And color-wise, I noticed that this new one, similar to the old one, it also has that slight pinkish shade in the cream. But when you apply that towards your skin, there is nothing you can visibly see. It just looks transparent immediately. And now I'm going to also test on my drier part of the skin. So, you know, for those people who have the dry skin type, they can see how it compares between these two. So again, the old guy goes first. I love this old formula, by the way. So old one goes to the top of my lower arm. Then the new guy here, towards this part without any moisturizer sitting at the base. So I'm trying to smell, is there any difference in terms of the fragrance or from the different formula, and I can't tell any difference. So in terms of smell, both smells in a higher end kind of luxury brand, so nothing smells cheap. It mimics the smell of the jasmine, if you will, so I like that smell, by the way. It gives you a kind of elegance, kind of feeling, so this is good. Now I'm going to try both products on my face. So I'm going to put the old guy towards the left part and the new one on my right half of my face. So now the old guy first on my left half, under my eyes and on my cheek. What I like about this product is that a very small size of the product can last for a long time, and it's gliding through my skin so easily. And with that, you can go ahead and put your makeup on. You don't have to put the additional primer to make your foundation blend in with your skincare product. Now the new guy on my right half of my face, including the nose, under eye, and my right cheek. So again, both smells as high-end luxury brand. It gives you a jasmine smell, like the higher-end fragrance. So I like this smell, by the way. And both smells approximately the same. I can't really tell the difference in terms of the fragrance or the smell. So that part seems to be consistent or similar. Let me kind of zoom in a little. Left versus right. old versus new. I can't really tell the difference by looking at the, the glow or the outlook of that effect onto my face. And there's no difference from the appearance on my arm, by the way. So no difference either on my arm or on my face. So that finish effect seems to be consistent or comparable. Now, we're moving on to address the second of the question, which is the comparison between this old formula versus the new formula on the key ingredients. This is my favorite part because I'm a scientist by training and I pay special attention to the chemical ingredients and what they can do to my skin and to my body. On this new guy here, the packaging here says very clearly the active ingredients include avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, octocrylene. That immediately raises the eyebrow, and I'll tell you why in a bit, versus the old one. On their US website, it says the active ingredients, octinoxate, and the zinc oxide. For the new formula, these 4 ingredients are actually all chemical-based sunscreen, versus the old one, it has both chemical-based and the mineral-based sunscreen ingredients. So this is actually giving you more coverage from both UVA and the UVB sunscreen protection. And then, the zinc oxide is mineral based. So in terms of safety, it's much safer for the pregnancy women and women concerning about the reproductive toxicity. So this one actually provides more safety than the chemical based. Zinc oxide is absolutely my favorite ingredient for sunscreen. I always go for those type of mineral-based sunscreen products. And it has no concern, no safety issue at all. And this is my number one concern for the choosing the sunscreen product. Versus for the new formula, all of the 4 ingredients are the chemical-based one, and there are already reports about the safety concern for avobenzone plus those homosalate, octisalate. So both homosalate and octisalate, they are just a stabilizing agent for the avobenzone, because avobenzone is reported to degrade or decompose 30 minutes after the sun exposure. So it's just by mechanism of action, it will degrade when it's exposed under the sunlight. And then they're adding these phthalates to protect that from degradation. And these 3 in combination already cause the issue because it can accumulate your body faster than it can be disposed out of your body. In addition, the octisalate is known to cause some hormone disruption effect to the females. So supposedly you have these female hormones inside your body, and then you apply these products onto your skin. These chemicals can enter into your bloodstream and cause some accumulation toxicity to your body. So I would be actually very cautious in moving forward with chemical-based ingredients, especially towards those women trying to get pregnant or pregnant already, and those women that are, trying to be careful with their reproductive organs. And also, I checked some online sources. There is some literature or report saying that the avobenzone, which is a key ingredient here, may get some more toxicity when exposed to the chloride. So think about in one scenario, you're wearing this sunscreen into the swimming pool where they apply those chlorides. Would that concern you by, knowing that there could be increment of the toxicity by having both this sunscreen on your face and then when you expose that into the swimming pool water? That is actually concerning me. So I will be actually very careful in wearing this towards the swimming pool. That's why I immediately raise my eyebrow when I see the key ingredients there. I was like, why they change the good formula into a fully or purely chemical-based ingredients? So in my opinion, I could guesstimate that there are two reasons why Cle de Peau changed the ingredient from the more costly zinc oxide into a cheaper chemical-based ingredients. So the second explanation may be from the texture or viscosity kind of perspective. They changed the formula. I knew for zinc oxide or titanium oxide tend to have thicker texture and harder to glide through your face. Maybe towards that end, some customers have complained about, those kind of difficult to apply that sunscreen cream. Maybe that's why the company changed the components into fully chemical based. But I guess, probably I will still kind of weigh the pros and cons, right? Maybe just my preference, I would still prefer the chemical based one, even though it's thickening the texture and more difficult to apply, but at least that's not giving me any concern from my skin or the overall safety of my body, at least. That said, I'm going to finish my last review on the cost effectiveness of both products. So both formula look glowy on my skin, and they are both easy to apply, and they are sitting nicely on my skin without being too greasy or too dry. So I like this kind of finish. But then I use the old formula for my left face. That one I used for more than a year, and like I said, I wear that in the trip to Cancun and to Bahama cruise trip. And because of that, the good protection, I didn't have even a single bit of the darkness on my face or even sunburn in my face at all. So I really want to thank you for that good ingredients from the old version. And when I wear that, I never have any problem of the acne or the skin kind of issue. So I think the ingredient is really important for me to keep my skin in the best condition. So good experience on the texture and the feeling on the skin. So for my old friend here, it actually has a ingredient that I don't like, which is octinoxate. So moving forward, if they can get rid of that octinoxate in their newer or next generation of the formula, that would be great. I would actually prefer only mineral-based formula, for example, the zinc oxide or titanium oxide. And then, for the new guy, right here, I wouldn't actually recommend this product to the folks that, caring about the ingredients and the overall safety and benefit risk profile. So for, especially given the price, the old guy right here is costing $135 versus this new guy. Based on the information I learned from the Cle de Peau company, they're gonna charge you $140 per tube. So I guess the $5 increment is not a deal breaker from the cost perspective, but really because they changed the ingredients completely, I would actually not go for the chemical-based ingredients at all. So I would say for now, since the old formula is still online at a discounted rate, I think it's 30% off. The original price is $135. Now, since they're launching a new product, they are gonna give a huge discount on this old guy. They're charging you only $94.5 US per tube. And by the way, I just purchased the one from their website for this old formula. And I think that's even a more cost-effective given the overall texture, the usage, the experience, and the concerns towards the ingredients. So from my personal perspective, I really love this brand of Cle de Peau. I love their products. I purchased more than 50% of their available cosmetics and the skincare products. That is how much I love them. But then, I will say, I don't care about the price, but I'm only asking for a high quality and a higher expectation to match the price asked. please, please, Cle de Peau, please, please, Shiseido, bring back the old formula, bring back the good ingredients. I would like to buy them. That's it for today's video. Last but not the least, I want to give a special thank you to Cle de Peau and Shiseido for giving me this opportunity to review the new product before launching. And I hope this video is helpful to all the audience. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.